In our last video, we talked about how to calculate mean, median, and mode. Today we're going to take those concepts and work with something that gets pretty complicated if you measure from day to day like this with the daily stock price. You can get a lot of data and sometimes it's hard to work with all of that data. So these three numbers might be able to simplify our lives in analyzing the situation. Okay, so you can notice that sometimes the stock value goes up and sometimes the stock value goes down. That's what the negatives talk about, and this is in dollars. So to calculate the mean, we're going to add these all together. When we sum those up, we get negative 4.82. So negative 4.82 is adding all of these together. When we are finished with that, we're going to divide by the number of days that we have here, which in this case is 12. So negative 4.82 divided by 12. Negative 4.82 divided by 12 gives us a value of negative 0.40, which is negative 40 cents. So the mean tells us that on average, each day the value of this goes down by 40 cents. That might help you analyze, well, should I buy the stock or not? And in this case, I would say probably not, because the value is going down on average. All right, let's take a look at the median and see if it tells us the same thing. So the median, I've put them in order right here. I couldn't fit them all on one line, so they're in order on several lines, but the strategy remains the same. We're going to go from the ends until we find the middle. So here we go, keep going, crossing these off, and we see that the middle happens right here. Now this number is much harder to calculate than our last example, so I'm going to use our algebra. Do 0.67 plus 1.05, and we're going to divide that by 2 to find the mean between those two numbers, what's exactly in between those. So 0.67 plus 1.05 gives us 1.72, and when we divide that by 2, that gives us 0.86. So this one's telling us that it's going up by 86 cents. Now, why would that be happening? Which is a better measure of the center? And if we take a look at our data set, we can see that we have an outlier again here at negative 13.78. So when we see those outliers, then the median is usually a better measure of center. So that might change our analysis and say, hey, it's going 0.86, so 86 cents up on average, except for this one really bad day. So if we don't expect it to have any more really bad days, then it might end up recovering after all. So we got to kind of take a look at those two numbers together. The mode, there is none again on this one because there are no numbers that repeat themselves. Now, there's an extension to this question. What if we measured another day and it was $4.83 on that last day? So that would add $4.83. What would that do to each of our numbers? Okay, so the mean, when we add all these together, that gives us, instead of negative 4.82, that gives us 0.01. And 0.01 divided by 12 gives us 0.00083 repeated, so that's very, very close to 0. The median changes a little bit too because the center is no longer here, so let's redo that. If we go to the end, we go here, here, sorry, right there, here, 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 here. And we see now that that number is in the middle. We don't have to do any of these calculations. So our median is 1.05 now. And the mode does not change because we still don't have any numbers repeated more than once. All right, let's do two more examples. So here, there's no context. It's just a challenge question. We want to find the value of x on this. We know that the mean is 6. I want to draw a picture of this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different numbers. And like our pile of pennies in the last one, these are not even. And I do not know what's in this last pile, so I've got to figure that out. But I do know that when I add them together, and then I divide them out again into 6 piles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, That process gives us a mean of 6, so every single one of these piles has 6 in it. Well, let's reverse this process right here. I'm going to take these and figure out how much was in here when I added them all together and then split them up. I can do that by adding all these together. We have 6 sixes, which gives us a total of 36. And now we need to figure out what number here would give us a total of 36. So let's figure out what these add up to. 2 plus 8 plus 9 plus 7 plus 6. So we get 2 plus 8 is 10, 19, 26. We get 32. So there's 32 here. And we need to get to 36 in order to be able to divide them out this way. So there must be 4 left in this pile. So our x has to be 4. I love this picture. We can do it algebraically as well, but I like having this visual right here. Let's take a look at this one. Our median is 51. Now the median is the number in the middle, and we can see that these are all in order, except I'm not quite sure with the x. So the median is going to be somewhere right here, where we've got 2 numbers on that side and 2 numbers on this side. That median is 51. Well, what number right here would give us that the number in between them is exactly 51? All right, let's take a look. From 45 to 51, it's 6 away from here. And if this is exactly in the middle, it's got to be 6 away from there as well. That means that this number has to be 57. And exactly in the middle of 45 and 57 is 51, like we wanted for our median. So x needed to be equal to 57, and we're done. Thank you.